Hello, everyone. Welcome to our Clarins Pitch, where we will convince you how to get more sustainable with your strategies and be a better brand for your customers. This is our wonderful team, and we can't wait to talk to you about all these things upcoming. Thank you.
Thanks, Priyanka. So let's go into their sourcing and manufacturing now. So Clarins Sustainability Initiative addresses the market's growing need for transparency and ethical sourcing within its industry. While a company already has plant-based ingredients and fair trade supply chains, the lack of full supply chain disclosure highlights a need for greater accountability, meeting both consumer expectations and industry standards for sustainable and ethical production. Now let's talk about their fair trade. So, Clarins Sustainability Initiative responds to the market's growing need for verified ethical labor practices and transparency. While the company promotes fair trade and aligns with human rights standards, the lack of third party certifications shows a need to strengthen credibility, meeting consumer expectations for proof backed, ethical, and cruelty free production.
Thank you, Alex. Building on our points of transparency, I want to highlight our Clarins natural claims for short on their ingredients using. The brand represents a strong plant-based botanic identity, but noticeable portion of its formulas do rely on synthetic ingredients and petroleum chemical inputs like mineral oils and silicones. Environmentally, these ingredients carries a higher footprint than consumers expect from a natural learning brand. Socially, the word natural sets expectation of honest and clean formulation. When the market signals natural, but the formula do not fully align, it creates a gap between what the brand promised and what the formula actually deliver. Consumer feels misled, and this will create the perception of greenwashing. Clarins already has a strong starting point, QR code traceability through trust platform, a high percentage of natural origin actives, a public sourcing chatter, and strong botanic storytelling. But there's clear room of growth. Clarins can expand traceability to every ingredient on trust, reduce petrochemical use, pursue third-party natural certification, and use clearer language around natural claims. To close the gap, we recommend Clarins to expand trust platform that will bring every ingredient supplier in to help reduce resilience on the petrochemical inputs. Our financial model suggests a strong rate of return.
Thanks, Sherry. So, Clarence shows a little bit of inconsistency when it comes to its animal testing policies. And despite being great in its sustainability standpoint, it can do a better job by conveying to its customers that it is, in fact, against animal testing. If not, there could be options such as scaling in biotech alternatives to lead regulatory change and compliance efficiency, and investing in the cruelty free innovation through Leaping Bunny or cruelty free international certification. The goal is to assure your clients that in this generation you do not stand for animal testing and you stand for complete ethical sustainability. That being said, there is a lot of value to be had by investing in this. There's a projection of about $25 billion beauty cruelty-free beauty market by 2030. There's strength and investor confidence through ethical leadership and measurable KPIs that Clarence can absolutely tap into. So, the strategy remains to adopt global cruelty free certification and transitioning from selective sustainability to systemic innovation, setting a gold standard for the beauty industry. And you can definitely do that.
Awesome. We'll move into emissions and logistics. Emissions are classified into various scopes. Scope 1, direct greenhouse gas emissions owned by clearance, such as company vehicles, equipment. Scope 2, indirect greenhouse gas emissions, such as purchases of electricity, power, and heating. And Scope 3, indirect greenhouse gas emissions occurring through the logistics chain, not owned by you. Through our sustainability initiative, we'll create an impact by becoming a leader with consistent cruelty-free standards and developing a directly observable impact on your supply chain with measurable impact to reach your 2030 CSR strategic goals for a 30% reduction in carbon emissions across all scopes. More money for you, your people, and your shareholders, and a better clearance and a more beautiful planet.
Thanks, Anthony. Packaging has become one of the biggest credibility risks for beauty brands today. Microplastics are a growing concern, and new EU standards coming in 2026 will introduce real financial penalties for non-compliance. Competitors are already moving faster with recyclable and refill-ready systems, which puts pressure on Clarins. Beyond regulation, inconsistent packaging also weakens our natural and botanical positioning. But this pressure also opens a clear market opportunity, especially with Gen Z and millennials who prioritize sustainable packaging. To address this, we've built a three-phase roadmap. First, meet Immediate compliance through microplastic audit and design for recycling upgrades. Second, innovate with new materials through partnerships and testing. And third, lead the market by increasing transparency, including packaging QR codes and public disclosure. The expected impact is significant, avoiding major fines, reducing plastic use, attracting younger consumers, and positioning Clarins as a leader in transparent packaging. Across all our recommendations, the message is the same. Transparency is what turns intentions into real action. It strengthens trust across sourcing, ingredients, animal welfare, emissions, and packaging. Clarins is already on this path. By making each step of the product journey clearer and easier to understand, transparency becomes credibility, and credibility becomes leadership in responsible beauty.
And that was our pitch. Hope you're aligned with our vision, and please reach out in case of any feedback or comments. Have a good day.